This is the XP Podcast.
Expendable Potential.
XP Podcast. Okay. How y'all doing today? It's May 24th, Friday. I'm recording this at 11:19 p.m. So 11 o'clock at night. Should I say 10 minutes to 11:30? Anyway. This is the XP Podcast where I generally I talk about more wrestling than video games, which that's the whole premise of this platform that I create. But I do enjoy talking about my wrestling, notably WWE, but WWE has been sucky this past years. WWE ain't the same of when I started watching it. When I was watching WWE, I was like 6, and my wrestling heroes back then was the Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man Randy Savage. I did like Hulk Hogan, but he was too boring and bland for me. You know, he went out there, did the same crap. East Coast. And that was it. At least he had character, but that was about it. Anyway, you can find me on Stitcher, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and right here on Anchor. Now, if you listen to me on Anchor, just hit that follow button. It's the heart. I think it's the heart or a star. No, it's a star. So just click on the star. That's how you can follow me. I'm so happy it's Friday. You know what my boss did to me? Because my supervisor ran on a week-long PTO. Man, she changed my fucking schedule around from 8 o'clock to 4. And not my usual 7 to 3. Now, you should think that I would be happy because she just gave me an extra hour of sleep. But it's I don't have a car. On my way back home, it's like, oh my God, the first 2 days. One of them, I got on the bus. It was crowded like a motherfucker. Crowded like I felt like one of them sardines in that can. That's how I felt like. The second day, it was crowded again. And you know what that bus driver did? Drove the fuck past me. I was appalled. I wanted to go home. I did like any normal person would do. I ripped out my phone. I activated that Lyft app, and I went home. I spent $35 on the trip. That's how far my work is to my house. It's a 20-minute ride from over East Baltimore all the way down past South Baltimore to Glen Burnie, Maryland. But I had to do what I had to do to get home. I know you have similar stories than that, I don't know who listens to my show, but not everybody have a car. And I feel like I got a feather stuck in my throat because I keep talking, but I know it's my hay fever. There's a lot of pollen in the air. I hope y'all go to Target or Walmart and go to the pharmacy and ask for the Claritin D 24/7. Where the cashier, where the pharmacists are, do not buy that sucky Claritin D on the shelves. Go to the pharmacy and buy the real shit that should be up under her cash register, I guess. I don't know. It's over there on that side of the cash register. That's where you find the good shit. Buy that. That shit works. It's expensive. Probably roughly at the time I spent like $20 on Claritin D. Usually on the shelves it's like half that. But shit, that expensive shit, that's how you know it works. Because it's right there next by the pharmacist that's working there. Anyway, I went to America's Best. I went to the eye doctor. And the first time I'm using insurance to pay for my glasses, because usually I had to pay out of pocket. Grand total would be like $400, $300. But with my insurance, grand total was like $33, and I had to pay him It was $187. I was like, wait a minute, am I all paid up? She was like, like the optometrist was like, yeah, I mean, you all paid up. Unless you want to come back and order some more glasses. I'm like, hell no, I'll take these. I really like this style. I mean, it's like a transparent pearl blue frames or accent of blue. Like, it's dark glasses, but with a highlight of blue. And then they are extended frames, which I put the sample pair on, and it's an extended fit. I got a big ass head. They gonna feel real comfortable on my head, real comfortable. So I'm happy with that. I think I have to wait one more week until I go to the doctor to get them back. So as I'm banking on it, I think Saturday when I get paid, I think they're gonna call me in and talk about Mr. James, your glasses. Well, actually, they don't call people. They will send me like a little email saying that your glasses is ready, and all I gotta do is just pick them up. Wear my new glasses. You know, if you wear glasses, give or take, you gotta update your prescription in about every 2 years. So when you wear glasses, give or take, it's going to be extra 2 years for you to go back to the eye doctor to get some more. Anyway, I'm not starting off this podcast based on my personal experiences with eyeglasses and things of that sort. I'm going to talk about AEW. AEW, All Elite Wrestling, got their inaugural show called Double or Nothing that's going to be live at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. And it's going to be streamed via pay-per-view on in the United States is Bleacher Report Live, BR Live. You can download the app on your phone, or even you can watch it on your desktop if you have one, or a laptop if you have one. And then overseas in England, they're going to broadcast it on ITV. I think over there in England is going to be ITV, but I think that's going to be his first televised show. It's going to be on ITV and TNT. And I'm so excited for All Elite Wrestling with their own televised show. It's going to be on TNT. And TNT was so happy that, hey, we back in the wrestling business. They sound like Ted Turner, where he called Vince McMahon. I swear, Vince was like, yeah, Ted Turner called me on the phone and he said, I'm in the wrestling business. And you know how Vince is. Vince was like, well, that's a good job, but we are in totally different professions. You may be in the pro wrestling business, but I'm in the sports entertainment business. They're the same shit, Vince. You just gave it a new name. Anyway, I'm going to give you a rundown of the card of Double Elite. Double Elite. Double Elite. I must be getting tired because I'm butchering names and shit. Double or Nothing. So the very first match is going to be a 6-man tag team match. It's going to be SoCal Uncensored, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky versus Strong Hearts, Seema, T-Hawk, and El Linderman. And I think these are the three gentlemen where Cody Rhodes was talking about, where he scouted talent from a Japanese, I think it's a Chinese wrestling promotion. There's their style in wrestling is more like Cirque du Soleil. So I haven't heard of Strong Hearts, Seema, T-Hawk, and El Linderman. I haven't heard of these people, so it's going to be a great, refreshing surprise seeing them work in the ring. The only two people from this match that I recognize is Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels, I've been following his career where he was dubbed the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels in TNA. It's one of the homegrown talents, same as Frankie Kazarian, Cad. I love the ambiance of what SoCal Uncensored brings. I love their charisma, their witty, snarky comments, where I'll be watching them if they were included in Be the Elite on YouTube. They have chemistry together. And I feel that this match is going to be something special to start off the pay-per-view. Being the start of a pay-per-view is not really a bad thing. It's like you have the ability to impact the crowd. You know, make the crowd ready for the following events. So I'm very excited for. I want to see what SoCal Uncensored would do to Strong Hearts. Of me predicting the outcome of the match, I will go. Let's say Strong Hearts will win because they knew nobody know them, and to have a good run on SoCal Uncensored would be good for their careers if they do it right and push them the correct way, which I have no doubt if them would do. I want to see Strong Hearts win, even though I'm a big fan of the people in SoCal Uncensored with Kazarian, Daniels, and Scorpio Sky. Good snarky comments. I mean, not comments. Good snarky, ambiance between the three. SoCal Uncensored. All right. So the second match, Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega. This is this is the second time they were actually faced. First time they was in New Japan. Now they in all. Now, even though I'm happy that I get to see this match, I want to know what's the story behind it. I mean, I know they wrestled before, and I think, you know what I think? I think Chris Jericho feels some type of way about this. Like, Kenny Omega, you beat me once, but this time I got your number. I think that's pretty much all the story you need, because they did face together previously, but then it's like revenge of Chris Jericho. This is what I get when I see Chris Jericho. You talk about Kenny Omega. I think he want revenge for Omega beating him at New Japan Pro Wrestling when they was wrestling in Wrestle Kingdom. So I think Chris Jericho go win. And then I think to prolong this feud is going to be a rubber match at the end. Well, I don't want to say at the end. I don't know what that came from, but it's going to be a rubber match, which both individuals won. No, I failed. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's like when a rubber match, each participant have each win. And it's like the match winning a sudden death. I think that's what the storyline is going to prolong in. But obviously, Chris Jericho going to win. Or they might swerve me and say Omega going to win. But if you look at it, I think Chris Jericho is going to win the match. It's going to be a little. And we all know the stipulation of this match is it's a singles match. Winner face Casino Battle Royale winner in the future AEW World Championship match. So, the dangling carrot is the AEW Championship. Who's going to face off the winner of the Casino Battle Royale? Number 3, the third match of the night, Britt Baker versus Nyla Rhodes versus Kylie Ray. I've heard of Britt Baker. Heard a little bit of Nyla Rhodes, but I don't know who Kylie Ray is. I think she wrestled in TNA. Just like Britt Baker. Or I think she sleepy. But sorry, I yawned in your ear. Excuse me for that. But anyway, Nyla Rhodes first transgender wrestler. But something about this match, I think Britt Baker is gonna win. It's gonna be a triple threat. And I love triple threat matches. It's so unpredictable. Especially if there's a championship involved. Because that puts the champions in a disadvantage where she cannot be king. So, pin or to lose the strap. You know what I'm saying? So, it's going to be some unpredictability. How you say that word? Anyway, it's going to be unpredictable. With that match. But the one match that I'm rooting for, or the one match that I'm waiting to watch, is Cody Rhodes versus Dustin Rhodes. The brother versus brother. Goldust versus Stardust. The story is that they both got different backgrounds. Dustin feels like he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth and he forgot himself. And he got some pretty big shoes to fill because he's taking the role of his dad, Dusty Rhodes, R.I.P. And that is great story. Great story. Saw the vignette or the video from YouTube on the Nightmare Family. That's Cody Rhodes' YouTube channel. And the way that Dustin was saying is very articulate. I always did like Dustin. But this is like the hard-working kid versus the rich kid. Rich kid being Cody, the hardest working kid, represents Dustin Rhodes. So it's going to be an awesome match. I hope Cody Rhodes is healthy. You know, he used to have knee surgery. That's what you get for not wearing knee pads, but it is what it is. Next match is the 21-man Battle Royal. You got Sonny Kiss, Brandon Cutler, Ace Romero, Glacier, Brian Pillman Jr. Ooh, his son. I didn't notice that. Sunny Days, MJF, Joey Janela, Dustin Thomas, Billy Gunn, Jamie Havoc, Michael what was his name? Oh yeah, Michael Nakazawa, Jungle Boy, who is he's the son of somebody. He used to be a big shot on 91210. Jungle Boy's father, Luke Perry. That's Luke Perry's boy. Isaiah Kennedy, Mark Ken versus Luchasaurus and Shawn Spears, and two more wrestlers to be announced. I don't know whether or not it's going to be like Luke Harper or CM Punk or any of the WWE defected performers that want to leave. I don't know about Luke Harper. He's probably likely into a contract with WWE still, but if CM Punk will get his ass down there, that's going to pop the crowd like a motherfucker. Love CM Punk. Love his swagger. He got good swagger. You got the Young Bucks for the AAA Tag Team Championship against the Lucha Bros, Penta El Zero, M, and Phoenix. Oh, so I'm getting tired. I'm sorry for that, people. I'm yawning in your ear. And with the acrobatic works of the Lucha Bros, they always work real good together. You know, I can see as a chemistry together, so is the Young Bucks. But I think the Lucha Bros is going to win it and take them titles back to AAA in Mexico City. That's what I call it. Seventh match of the night. This is the pre-show match. Kip Sabian versus Sammy Guevara. I don't know nothing about these two individuals, so I'm not going to speak too much about it. I think it's going to be good, you know. I can't say too much of it. I don't know these people. But I want to know more of them as I watch, though. So I can be like, oh, okay. I know where I'm getting in store from. I mean, what the fuck I'm trying to say? I know exactly where they're coming from with this. You know, it's like a little, okay, like the crowd don't know you. But that's okay. But let's have the best match possible. Just to kick the show off. Oh shoot! I just found out. I'm looking very closely at the list of the card. That Casino Battle Royal is going to be on the pre-show. That's awesome. Anyway, the third pre-show match is going to be Kip Sabian versus Sammy. Hold on, I said that already. I'm sorry. The eighth match is AJ Kong versus Yuka. Okay, this is the one with all the female Japanese wrestlers. I need to see it before I can give a full critique on it because this has got name value. That's it. But this is going to be, I don't know if it's going to suck or maybe it's going to be awesome. But all I pray is to have all the matches on the card be good. Ninth match, Best Friends versus Angelico and Jack Evans. I know Jack Evans, but I don't know the other two that's going to be battling in this match. Even though I have nothing to say about it, but as soon as I watch the show, I want to see how every wrestler can show off their style of what made them famous. And the whole card is stacked. And mind you, they're not even using actual stars. I mean, they're stars, but if they're not WWE stars, you know, they're not like worldwide across the globe. This is world. This is around the globe. But I don't know. I can't give a prediction of this match entirely because I don't know most of the wrestlers on the card. But I doubt that. I don't doubt there's going to be a fun, interesting card, pay per view. I can't wait to see it tomorrow at 8 on BR Live. It's a little short-lived video. I just want to talk about what I expect with Double or Nothing. And I hope you got something out of it. I sure did.
The next day.
Okay. I watched Double or Nothing last night, and I'm a little bit well rested. The first part of this podcast, I was so sleepy. I was like, all of it. I got to heavily edit that audio file. But I enjoyed the show. It rejuvenated my liking, my love for professional wrestling, or how they built the story, how they created stories for what happened in that ring. It was freaking refreshing, and I wasn't really tired. I didn't feel exhaustion when I was watching the pay-per-view. I mean, I think the sleepiness was coming at the main event, but I was still awake. 4 hours of professional wrestling where we got at the pay-per-view Double or Nothing. And it shows you that you can still have a pro wrestling atmosphere and feel and still give you 4 hours than what WWE was doing. They give you 4 or 8 hours of non-stop uselessness. And they would call it a show, and they would think it was good. Vince McMahon would think it was good, I think that was better than WrestleMania, really. It was. You know what I'm saying? WrestleMania is WrestleMania, though, but that last WrestleMania, the only thing good came out of that show was Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan. That was the only show that I really liked at that show. Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan. It told the story. Of accomplishment and shoe grit and everything. But anyway, I think I was playing Days Gone. Then I looked at the clock on my cable box, and I was like, oh shit, the pre-show is on, Double or Nothing. And I was like, okay, let me save my progress, and and I caught like the mid segment of the match of the last match of the pre-show, which it was pretty cool. I wish I saw the Casino Battle Royale, at the buy-in pre-show, and the winner earns a future world title shot. And Hangman Page won. That was true. Pac is out of AEW. And he didn't like the way of how a creative had for him. So I think that was a suit. Well, I don't think I know now. Shit, he wasn't on the show. Pac was. Pac what? Can't talk. Pac wasn't on the show. So there you have it. So they put Hangman Page in the Battle Royale. Now he's number one contender for the world title. I always did like Hangman Page. I mean, he had that, he got that cowboy gimmick, pretty much down. I like cowboys. Even when I watch a movie like True Grit and The Big, the Bad, the Ugly. The Big, the Bad, the Ugly. What the fuck? What that fucking show is? I think Clint Eastwood directed that. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, or that Mario Van Peebles movie from 1992, Posse. They got black cowboys in it. There were black cowboys back in them days, though. But white folks, they want to Not unless you know that in the history books that there were black cowboys, but they were. Anyway, so I'm seeing here at the Casino Battle Royale at buy-in pre-show, winner earns a future title shot. Hangman Page won that match. I didn't watch it. I forgot about the pre-show, but I did watch the main card. I think the only match, I think I said this earlier, that Sammy Guevara, Kip Sabian, that's the match that I watched at the pre-show. I came into it a little bit late. That was a pretty good match. A lot of jumping spots, high spots, whatever. You know, they cruiserweights. So anyway. Aja Kong. Yeah, wow. I'm going to butcher these names. Yuka Sekazaki, Ima Sakura versus Hikaru Shida, Raiho, and Ryo Mizunami. Sorry if I butchered those names, though, but it is what it is. Pretty good Japanese style match with those girls. It feels like when they was wrestling, they didn't put on the handcuffs like you got to Americanize the style. They wrestled like if they was being back home. Very refreshing. They didn't. AEW did not tarnish or whitewash their international stars. Unlike what WWE is doing with their international stars. You know what I'm saying? Everything that, let's say, Asuka in WWE. Her name is Kana. That's the name that she used in Japan. I've seen old wrestling videos of her matches in Japan. And her matches in WWE is similar, but it's not the same. You know, when Asuka went to WWE, they took her to NXT. They Americanized her style, and that was a watered down version of how she used to wrestle. With this, it's the total opposite. It's like Cody, the Bucks, Omega, whatever. Any producer at AEW was like, okay, we got you over here because we like your style. Do that same thing on the show. I think that's what was spoken to them beforehand. Nice back and forth action. Wow. These Japanese, even the two biggest ones, as in size, had some stroke in that ring. I'm like, damn, that's awesome. Man. They was just doing what they loved in that ring, and it showed. You know. So, Hikaru Riho Arayo, or whatever the fuck it, they won the match. You know, the babyface got over. I enjoyed the match immensely. It was awesome. Oh man. Next match was Britt Baker versus Kylie Ray and Nyla Rose. They got their names mixed up for a second there. Anyway, I think we had a surprise. You know, what's her name? I forgot her name. Cody's wife, Brandy. Yeah, Brandy Rose came out, and I was eating dinner. We had Memorial Day dinner early, so I was eating barbecue. And, you know, I took my phone downstairs, you know. I was watching the pay-per-view on my computer. But, you know, I was like, wait a minute, I got the Beep/R app. With the Bleacher Report Live app on my phone. So I was, you know, like watching that while I was eating. And had it, like, somewhat muted. But I saw it. And I was like, Brandy Rose introduced Awesome Kong. Awesome Kong is elite now. But she wasn't there to put, you know, anybody over or anything like that. Well, I think she put everybody over in a way, but she was just there for the pop. You know, she's been out for mainstream wrestling since, I don't know, CM Punk left. I'm not sure. But Awesome Kong was just there for a pop, recognizing that I'm here. That was her whole point in the match. The right person won in that match, which was Britt Baker. Which extends the storyline of her feud with Brandy Rhodes. That's how I looked at it. You know. Nyla Rose is the first transgender wrestler. Female wrestler. And and then you got Smiley Kylie Ray. She looked hot. I didn't really believe she was gonna win. When I saw how much stock they put in Britt Baker on those being the elite videos on YouTube, I knew exactly he was going to be put over to for the win. It was like, okay, Britt Baker's the real deal there. She's the star, so obviously I knew she was going to win, and that pretty much happened. We had a good tag team match between Best Friends and Jericho and Jack Evans. And I was like, man, I forgot that Trent Beretta. I think that was Trent Beretta was a part of Best Friends. I forgot that was them. Oh man, I was like, it seems like yesterday he was hanging with Zack Ryder in WWE. Oh man. So nice back and forth action from the tag team match, good high spots, whatever. Good maneuvers happening in the ring. And Jericho, Jack Evans, I don't know these people. So I was like, Best Friends are gonna win. They got, more popularity, a lot more people know who they are. They are veterans. I believe the other team is veterans too, but I'm not sure. Anyway, but at the end of the match, it was like, oh shit, this big fat luchador and this one person with a beard. I think he had a beard. I'm not sure. He looked like a Viking. And then all these other goons, like lights went off. They appeared. Then the second time the lights came, the lights went off, and then all these goons surrounded the ring halfway, and they ran into the ring and they demolished everybody. Then these goons, created a throne for the fat luchador, like Game of Thrones. I'm like, oh shit, that's different. I like that. It was a pretty good match for what it was, SoCal is Uncensored versus Strong Hearts. It was just, this was actually the first match of the night, really. But, SoCal is Uncensored. They did their little promo in the ring, hyping themselves up, and then Strong Hearts came. It was pretty basic match. They did what they had to do, but SoCal Uncensored was going to win, Didn't really feel too much of the match. It was kind of blah. But then it picked up very fast when it heading towards the middle and the end of the match. But the beginning of the match, that slow build up, it kind of made the match boring. That's my opinion, but it was nice. It was a nicely tuned match when it began to the middle of it. The match that really stole the show for me was Cody versus Dustin. That was the show stealer right there. You knew who these cats were. Cody, the little brother, Dustin, the older brother. Cody totally dominated his older brother in the beginning of the match. Then Dustin kind of picked it up. It was like, bitch, I'm gonna spank your ass. And he really did that. We saw 2 ass cheeks. Dustin grabbed one of his weightlifting belts that says Attitude Killer, and he spanked his little brother one time like, bitch, you're evil. Get off me. Whatever. It was blood. Oh my God, man. That blatant. I don't know if that happened to Hard Ray or he took a razor blade up to his head and cut himself. I think that would happen. But that was a whole lot of blood that he lost. So I hope he, I don't know what the fuck the medication for losing a lot of blood. Guess you gotta eat something so you won't pass the fuck out. But it was bloody on Dustin's part. Oh my God. But it was too much blood in that match. It formed a symbolic nature of how that match, how that story, was enhanced. The blood is symbolic in that match. If you truly look at that match with a microscope, blood is thicker than water. Cody and Dustin are brothers. They both share the same blood from their father, Dusty. So, it had a very symbolic element. So the blood was needed. A little bit too much blood, though. That shit looked, especially when the blood started to coagulate on his face and it started to, clot. I'm like, oh, wow. It looked like boogers. Yeah, man, that's what happens when, blood start to stick together and coagulate. Shit looked like a booger, like a bloody ass booger on his face. But it was needed. I enjoyed it. You kind of knew Cody was going to win anyway. Dustin is at the end of his run. He's 50 years old. Cody is younger. He got more. The road is not stopping for Cody. He got a lot more years in this business to do before he ever think about retiring. So, of course, Cody is going to be put over by Dustin. And then at the end, it was a tearjerker. I was crying. I was like, it was like he signed a contract saying that I could choose anybody in my corner. I don't want friends. I don't want a partner. I want my older brother. And they had a tearjerker moment. I was crying. I like a bitch. I was like, oh man, because I'm an older brother, and I have a younger sibling, so I can relate to that. How the younger sibling needs the older sibling. That was awesome. Even JR was like, I'm not crying. I just got allergies. I chuckled at that line right there. It was awesome. Now for the AAA World Tag Team Championship, the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros. I honestly thought that the Lucha Bros were going to be, not retain the title, excuse me. They was going to win the titles, but the Young Bucks retained. That match was awesome. That match was real awesome. But it's just like the spots, and they told a story of like how the Lucha Bros. This was the story of the Lucha Bros. You took my titles. I'm gonna pull all the stops to get our titles back. That was the story. Young Bucks was like, no, we're gonna retain our titles. We're gonna scrape and claw and try to hold on to what's ours. You know what I'm saying? That was basically it, short and sweet. First time I saw Lucha Bros in action, really. I know they was in Impact Wrestling, but I stopped watching them since Dixie, quote unquote, resigned. Well, she didn't quote unquote resign from the team. She just resigned from being president of that company when I think Ed Norham, I think that's his name, sort of stepped in and took that role as president of Impact. But Yeah, it was a pretty good. It was awesome. It wasn't just pretty good match. It was an awesome match between those four individuals. I liked it a lot. Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho. Winner earns future title shot. So Jericho won. So the next pay-per-view, I think, All Out. Chris Jericho is going to verse Hangman Page for the AEW World Title. Let me vape on that. Hold on. Oh, man. Oh, that's a nice little cloud right there. Yeah. This match. Now, this was a match that I was like about to fall asleep because this match was not boring. It did have some, some boring spots in the match, but other than that, it was good for the most part. I think I was starting to fall asleep just because it was 4 hours long. All the matches was good. All the matches wasn't boring. It had its boring moments, but overall, it wasn't boring. Chris Jericho won. So Chris Jericho got a run up on Kenny Omega because Kenny Omega won the first match when they was both in Japan. And Kenny Omega did a good job in putting over Jericho. Jericho won. The music hit. Then all of a sudden we see Jon Moxley, a.k.a. Dean Ambrose, come to the ring. And he looks so demented and furious. He put on those psychopathic shoes. And he just ran with it. And when I saw that shit, I'm like, oh shit, WWE is in trouble. WWE is in trouble now. And they must be saying, oh wow, now we got some competition. Oh man, Dean Ambrose is there. Because I think Vince McMahon will not fully respect the Jon Moxley brand. To Vince, is like Jon Moxley will always be Dean Ambrose. Like, we lost that dude. Now he's worked for the competition. I don't think nothing would change in WWE, but the sense of how Vince runs his show, it's hard to, teach an old dog new tricks. If you such a fucking genius, Vince, why the fuck you putting on shit thinking it's ice cream? A nice bowl of butter pecan. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck? Jon Moxley was the cherry on top of the sundae. To let WWE know that they mean business. To let WWE know that they are a true alternative of pro wrestling on TV. I would be shitting bricks if I was watching this show, if I worked for WWE. Because the way that WWE storylines are in WWE, they're going to lose many fans on the top of the fans that they lost before. Because WWE caters for kids. They do. That's their prime focus. WWE always catered to kids. They catered to me when I was 6 years old when I was watching WWE for the first time, and my main guys was Macho Man and Ultimate Warrior. Then they started to adapt of the Monday Night Wars with WCW, and they had to have an adult thing just to try to compete with WCW. When they competed WCW and bought it from them in 2001, okay, Let's change up our style again. That's let's start to have our main focus to those little kids. You know, but yeah, man, AEW put them on notice, and I think you need a kick in the ass to make yourself better. And I still like WWE. I started watching the shows because I got tired of the formulaic aspect of how they do business on TV. It's just it's very poopy. Very poopy how they doing their television shows on WWE. But the AEW Double or Nothing, the match, all the matches as a whole was more sports like. It was more serious. It didn't have cheesy or corny comedy acts. Everything fit a purpose. And why can't WWE do the same thing? I have no clue. Besides Whisper Man running the show and he knows what he likes. This is not 1996 anymore, Vince. You gotta, go with the times. You gotta go how can I say this? You gotta go of what's hot in today's wrestling markets. AEW took full advantage of that. I mean, there were some flaws in the whole show. Like, there was some audio issues, and some of the commentators appeared out of sync. There was some music glitches where, well, it was not really glitches. It seems that the music wasn't really in your face of how the volume was, because you want to be engulfed with the music of how that felt. That loud music, that the vibration of the music made your heart pound or whatever. You could feel it in your chest. That's how loud the music was when I go to a WWE show. Yeah, it was some small, minuscule flaws in the show, but the show in general it served its purpose. It was good. I enjoyed it. Worth the $50 that I spent on watching this pay-per-view. I enjoyed it nice, and I slept good. So, anyway, that's it. Real rest. I just woke up like an hour ago. It's like 8:35 a.m. Want to see more of my podcast? You want to listen to me more? I'm on Stitcher Radio, here on Anchor.fm, and YouTube on Expendable Potential on YouTube. So on here on Anchor, hit that star. That's the follow button, and I'll see you again. Peace.